Email time. This is Ann, who says, Dear Pat, what does it mean that God will give you the desires of your heart? Does it mean he puts things in your heart to desire, or does it mean he knows what you desire and will give you that?
Well, he does know exactly what you desire, and he will give it to you, so that's what he wants. But when you're in tune with him, you really desire what he wants. And the desire of all people should be to know him better. Mm-hmm. And so that is the ultimate desire. But he will give us a desire. I mean, what do you desire? I mean, you want to have wisdom, you want to have favor, you want to be filled with the Spirit, you know, whatever you want. The Bible says he'll give you the desire of your heart. That's what it means. But also, what you're saying, both are right. What's in there, and he'll put things in there. All right.
Okay, this is anonymous. This person says, I'm planning to go on a mission trip to Kenya in December. I believe that God heals today, and I'm not consumed about the chance of contracting Ebola. I'm also a person who's willing to take practical precautions. However, some friends and family think that my decision to travel is foolish during this season, saying that I'm testing God and asking if I have a death wish. What do you think? I do not believe I'm being foolish, and I want to honor those around me, but I want to follow God's call in my life most of all. Do you think there are undue risks that we do not know about and the dangers are higher than perceived here in America?
Not in Kenya. You might get AIDS in Kenya. The people have AIDS. You got to be careful. So there are things, there are diseases in Africa. They got mosquitoes that bite you and give you various diseases. The sanitation isn't what it ought to be. You drink the water and it's not sterilized. You can get intestinal bugs. I mean, that's overseas. But hey, I was in Zaire with a great Ebola outbreak, and we were helping people with Ebola, and it wasn't all this panic. I mean, it's one of those things. It's a horrible disease, but it can be contained and it can be dealt with, and it's just one of those things. But being a few hundred miles away from an Ebola outbreak means you are totally safe.
Exactly. And this person says they take practical precautions.
Yeah, well,
I think that's what you do.
Let me tell you, if you go overseas, don't eat fresh vegetables. If you go overseas, don't drink ice in any drink because the water isn't pure. Be careful of ice cream and milk because the milk may not be pasteurized. Mm-hmm. If you're mosquitoes, make sure you have netting when you sleep under. I mean, it's just some of those things that they can be, you know, they've got malaria. I mean, but that's not the same thing. They've had it and they continue to have it. All right.
Okay, this is Chris who says, I have a game board I got off eBay called the Ouija board. People call it the spirit board. My dad says it's the devil's board. I just look at it as a game. Why do people think it's the devil's board? Well,
it's not a game. You get around and you put your hand on this board and you call on the spirits to direct you, and then the spirit of some supposedly departed person leads you, and the little board begins to spell out letters and, you know, and tells you things. I mean, it is definitely the devil. It is an occult symbol, and what your dad says, I don't know if we call it the devil's board, but it is an occult piece of occult paraphernalia the way it's normally used.